everybody, to In the Kitchen with Kevin today. Kevin's got some fabulous things he's going to be cooking up, and I'm really excited about it. Hi, Kevin. What's going on in the kitchen?
Hello, everybody. What we're going to be making today is a German pancake. People talk about this all the time, because I love making German pancakes, and oh my God, how difficult it is. And I think it's just because they added the name German to it that everyone thinks it's so difficult. So, super simple. We can talk about in a little bit what the difference between a Dutch baby and a German pancake is, because those two countries fight it out over what is what. So we're going to make this. So first and foremost, this is what you need to cook in, is a cast iron pan. This recipe we're doing is for a 7 to 8 or to 9 inch cast iron pan. The problem with doing this for a lot of people is they butter this and then they put the dough in there. So here's what you do. You have your 2 tablespoons of butter, and you're going to stick it in this pan, and your timer is going to be once this cold butter is melted, the pan is ready. So we're going to do that, okay? And I want to apologize ahead of time because the regular oven isn't working, so I'm using a convection oven. Being that this is kind of like a souffle, I'm afraid it may fall, but we're just going to do our best. Simple recipe. Again, this will be on the website afterwards. I'm not doing the apples and the cinnamon and brown sugar. This is just the basic recipe to get us going. And so anyway, 3 eggs are going in here.
So what makes it the difference between well, I'm sure you'll tell us, between a regular pancake and a
Not much.
pancake?
Not much. The Dutch they have a special pan that they cook in. So anyway, so we've got 3 eggs in here. We've got a teaspoon of vanilla. We've got a 1/2 cup of milk. And this, of course, we're just going to beat up a little bit here. Now, I think we've talked about that I like to tweak things. That's why I don't like really baking, but I love cooking, is I actually add, and this actually is a part of the Dutch recipe, but whatever. Here's my microplane that everybody knows that I love, and I'm gonna put the zest of 1 lemon into this liquid here. And what this does is just kind of brightens it up. So we're going to do that. And the 2 tablespoons of butter, by the way, you can either stick that in there and hit your preheat, and that gives you 7 to 10 minutes, but it's usually about 7 to 10 minutes to heat up the cast iron pan. So anyway, I've got the zest of the 1 lemon in there. I'm gonna beat that in there. And then the rest of the recipe is super easy. I've already mixed this in here. This is a 1/2 cup of flour, a teaspoon of sugar, and a pinch of salt. So that's just gonna go right in there. And the batter's gonna look really super thin, but it's supposed to be.
No baking soda or baking powder? No?
Nope.
Cool. For some reason, I don't seem to have those items.
Well, and this is what I was telling Dodie when I put this together the other day, is it didn't cost her a dime because all of this stuff just comes out of your pantry. It's totally, totally simple. So we're in a moment where we're gonna need to be asking questions or talking about something. So please help me fill up the time.
Okay, Kevin, I got a question.
Yeah.
I have a friend who swears by skillets. She fries and cooks everything in skillets, the cast iron. Is that pretty much the way to go?
I mean, it's up to you. Some people I love it. And I just love a cast iron pan because it is the same heat throughout the whole thing.
That's nice to know.
And these are all my grandmother's old cast iron pans. And if anybody has any interest, we could do one time how to either season them or how to clean them, because it's not soap and water and, put them in the dishwasher. It's quite a process, actually.
That would be really good, Kevin.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a question. You had mentioned to me that this is something you do for New Year's Day or New Year's Eve.
Yeah, for New Year's Day. Yeah, I just brought maple syrup so we can just have it like normal, but you can do compote. You can do all, I mean, there's people that mix bacon into the actual batter. Again, maple syrup is what we're gonna do. And again, the traditional apple pancake or German pancake is apples in the bottom, all of that stuff, but I just didn't want to make it too difficult. This is the basic recipe, and then we can add to that. And I'll actually add the apple part onto the recipe if somebody wants to go ahead and try. It's super simple.
So when you say that, then you put the apple in the bottom of the pan. And
Yeah, so what we would be doing right now is sliced apples, butter, and brown sugar, and we would be bringing that to a bubble, and then we would add this, but we're not doing that today.
And once you get the apples and the cinnamon and the butter, it's a very low calorie dish.
Totally low cal. Even this is low cal, yes, yes. But this can be doubled. Like I doubled this for the family because it was the 3 of us, cooked it in a bigger cast iron pan. So I'm taking the melted butter, that was just under 7 minutes. I'm taking that melted butter and just getting all of the edges. And then then I'm just gonna take this and pour it right in. And this is when I wish we had the proper cameras, because what you're doing is you'll immediately see, that's why you want to heat this up first, is there is a skin, so it starts cooking the minute I put it in there, almost like an omelet, and that's what you want to do. So now this is gonna go in here for 15 to 17 minutes. Again, we hope that it raises. I've never cooked it in a convection oven before, so there we go. I'm gonna set my timer, and then what are we gonna talk about?
And so what you do, it looks like, is you make one big pancake and then you cut it up for people.
Correct. This one, actually, it says it's for 2, but I've stopped because of the pandemic. I've stopped, but I was eating them like 3 times a week and eating that thing because it's just simple. And talk about cheap.
Well, I like the idea of having the apples and brown sugar and stuff.
Yeah, I'll add that recipe.
So you can do it in a regular pan.
Yeah, you can, yeah, if you want to.
But it probably isn't the same.
No. No, I tried it in one of my grandmother's pans. They were kind of a thin, it was like copper, didn't work. Yeah, so I just say cast iron. It doesn't have to be, but you're gonna get a better rise out of it.
I don't believe I have any cast iron pans.
Maybe we should do the bringing cast iron back to life, because they are at Goodwill all the time and they are cheap, but people think that they're ruined because they look so crappy, and they're actually not.
I think with me, the one potential disadvantage is that they're fairly heavy.
They are heavy. And I have little cast iron pans that are like 4-inch or whatever, so it's kind of fun to take this recipe and split it into 2. Okay, so I always use Mexican vanilla, just so you know. I will use paste or I will use Mexican vanilla. I think it's probably my favorite.
What do you like about it?
Well, I like it because it's just very little goes a long way, and some people like Madagascar, and I think it's fine, but I just personally like the Mexican vanilla. It just has there's almost a spice to it, in fact, so that's what I like. Okay, why don't you start walking down here because we are ready to go.
Wow, I'm excited. Better get my mask on.
Yeah, get your mask on. So guys, you can kind of see, you get a wall up here, you get a nice little well here. It doesn't last very long. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to take it right out of this pan. So then, it can be done like this It's, you know, I am actually amazed that the convection oven worked, but she's on her way. And like I said, you can do whatever you want. I just brought maple syrup for her to give it a nice try. But I guess a convection oven works, and it works a lot quicker. I would never have thought that, but. So I'm gonna set this all up for Dodie. Here she comes. Okay, we're 6 feet away. I'm gonna try a piece too. So there you go. Simple and thick and delicious. And I'll just stand over here while you try yours. And I just did maple syrup, like I said.
Well, it's nice and thick. It's not like a regular pancake at all.
No, not at all.
Oh, this is delicious. I could see why you'd add apples or something to the bottom.
Mm-hmm. So super simple, guys.
Oh, you can taste that little bit of the lemon.
Yeah, just a little bit to brighten it up. And that's probably not traditional, but I don't care. I think you can go to International House of Pancakes and order a German pancake, but they let you know it takes 15 to 20 minutes. That's probably why you don't see it often in a restaurant.
Well, right now, you know, getting good pancakes at a restaurant, you know.
Yeah.
Home place is pretty good, but they're huge.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, I don't think pancakes are something that you go and get them to go and take them home, because they're like gross by the time you get them home.
Well, this is so fun. You can make this for breakfast.
Yeah.
And or brunch.
Brunch, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, that 2 tablespoons of butter, half a cup of flour, teaspoon of sugar, a pinch of salt, 3 eggs, half a cup of milk. Boom, you're done.
Mm-hmm. I think it would be, and I love your compote idea on top too.
Yeah.
Like some blueberries with some nuts or
Yeah.
something. And then I was thinking peach would be really good.
Yeah, peaches would be good. Like pears would be good.
Pears would be really good.
Yeah, you could do apples or pears,
Well, I'm
which
gonna
is
take
nice.
it back to my
Okay, you're gonna
office
take it back.
so we can.
Say
Sign
goodbye
off
to
soon.
everybody. Okay. Well, I thank you, everybody. We're going to be back next week, and it'll be lots of fun, I promise. Well, thank you, everybody. I know it was short, but it was definitely sweet today.